Yo, what's up guys? So I don't really have much to talk about today. I just wanted to think about and talk about a lot of the things that I've been seeing recently on YouTube when it comes to YouTubers' behaviors. So yeah, this video is going to be a little bit different than my traditional kind of, I have a topic and I talk about it. This video might be a little bit all over the place, but nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoy. So I know I probably used Quackity in the title and the thumbnail, but this video, while it is going to focus on Quackity, also has to do with a lot of YouTubers in general, and a lot of things that I've been seeing with Quackity, I've seen with other YouTubers as well. So if you've been on YouTube and you've been on the internet for a while being anywhere from I'd say 3 years to 10 years, you've noticed probably a lot of changes to YouTube. Some changes have been for the better. I would say that YouTube, if it looked the way that it did in 2009 today, that'd probably be kind of trashy and low quality, and not as many people would find it visually appealing. And I could bring up a pretty obvious improvement to the website, like, oh yeah, they made the layout nicer, or oh yeah, they made the logo different. But if I were to sit here and try to list every single good change that YouTube has made to their website, I would be here for hours, right? Because YouTube and, the people who work at YouTube are constantly trying to find ways to improve their website. But as I'm sure you've probably heard from some of your favorite creators, the website has made some very bad decisions. A lot of bad things have happened on YouTube. I mean, we can talk about the adpocalypse, where some people literally went homeless because the YouTube ad system was just so completely broken. We can talk about the time on YouTube where if a video was flagged enough by enough people, the video would just be taken down without any review. But despite all the goods and the bads that have happened on YouTube, YouTube has changed the way that creators work. Now, a pretty obvious example that you've probably seen or heard about, or, probably noticed yourself, is the lack of edginess on YouTube, or the lack of edgy sort of content. And trust me, I'm gonna tie this all back to Quackity in the end, but I really want to lay out what I'm trying to say before I make any connections to Quackity. I would say that YouTube from the years of 2010 to 2016 or 17 was pretty much lawlessness, I mean, to a certain extent, it was pretty much anarchy. It was pretty much just creators could make whatever they want, get money for doing so, and, if your content was good and people liked it and you were making money from it, you would kind of make it to the top. Now, obviously, I feel like just explaining it that way, you could already assume that there was an absolute assload of problems that came with it, but overall, I think that people kind of found a way to make it work, I enjoyed it a lot more than I do YouTube today, but that's just my opinion. I enjoyed 2013 to 2016 YouTube a lot more than I do today for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to talk about why. First of all was the website itself. Now, obviously, not a lot of people are going to understand, the inner workings of YouTube if you're not a YouTuber, but let me just explain some of the benefits of being a YouTuber throughout the years of 2013 to 2016. The main benefit is just simply the fact that you can make money on pretty much any video. If the video wasn't copyrighted, and if it wasn't taken down for some crazy reason, if it didn't break TOS, odds are, I'd say that it was like a 98% chance you'd be making money from it. And with that being the set standard, you had creators like Leafy is here getting up to like, what, 4,200,000 subscribers before he quit. And listen, dude, you could love Leafy is here, you could hate Leafy is here, but I think that he's also a great example as to why the old YouTube was better. Like, yeah, a lot of his content was incredibly offensive and it pushed a lot of boundaries, but I think the fact that he was able to do it, make money off of it, and make a living for himself consistently is a pretty beautiful thing. Now, with that being said, I don't want you guys to take that and think, oh my god, a Cheeto is supporting what Leafy is supporting. Like, no, dude. Leafy is here has some very out there positions on stuff, and some of his behavior is just, indefensible. But the point is that 2016 YouTube had a lot more freedom, mechanically, like what you were able to make money from, what people would watch, and, the old algorithm was objectively better. And listen, I'm not some sort of expert on the algorithm, but I have some idea as to how it used to work versus how it works now. And going back to something that I said earlier, right? 2016, you could pretty much make a video on anything and get paid for it. Dude, 2021, they're so strict with what they allow you to monetize on this website. It's insane. Like, you literally cannot curse within the first 30 seconds of the video if you want to make money. Think about how crazy that is. Like, dude, I know some YouTubers in 2016 used to say, like, the F-bomb, quote-unquote, like, 30 times in the first 10 seconds. It's not, like, good, and it's not, like, some sort of, like, very high-class content, but I don't think that it shouldn't be monetizable. Now, as you can imagine, right, with 2021 having such strict rules as to what you are and what you aren't allowed to monetize, a lot of creators have sort of changed their behavior. Dude, YouTube 2021 is as PG as it can get, man. Like, I'm I'm sorry, but like with Dream having 15 million subs, I'm pretty sure the average viewer base or the average viewer of a YouTube video, the age has probably gone down, like, you know, overall, maybe like a year or 2 years than it was in 2016. Like, dude, if the average viewer in 2016 was like, I don't know, 14, the average viewer in 2021 is probably 12, just because of how, like, kid-friendly the content has gotten. On top of that, dude, everything's gotten so polished and so nice and stuff, you know? None of it's, like, scuffed anymore. Like, dude, I honestly miss when, like, 720p was, like, considered, like, super-duper HD resolution, bro. Like, I swear, those were the better days, man. Listen, dude, I don't want this video to just become me sitting down simping for 2016, but, like, it's hard not to, man. Also, I feel like with YouTube becoming so much more kid-friendly, I feel like the average viewer, or the average fan of, like, any given creator is a lot more sensitive, you know? Like, I feel like people are just, like, I don't want to call them babies or anything, but dude, cancel culture, that just wasn't a thing 2 or 3 years ago. Like, the closest thing that I can think of, like, to cancel culture was, like, an iDubbbz content cop, but that was so much different. But anyway, I want to tie this whole thing back to Quackity because I feel like Quackity is a perfect example of everything that I'm talking about in this video, you know? There was not, like, any specific point in time where Quackity was, like, this large edgelord on YouTube telling, like, super racist jokes to be funny or something, but I mean, it's no secret that Quackity used to be friends with Leafy is here, and you know, just based on that alone, if you look back to some of his old videos, it's very clear to see that he wasn't really as worried as to how people would respond to his videos. And by that I mean, like, he didn't feel like he had to walk on eggshells to try not to offend people, and it's very obvious to see nowadays that, you know, he's just kind of walking on eggshells and being afraid that he's gonna offend people. I mean, if you guys remember that whole little fiasco about him speaking Spanish and getting canceled, I mean, that was just a disaster. He's hanging around people like Dream and, you know, the Dream Team or whatever, and I don't have an issue with the Dream Team, but it's like all their content is made for actual 8-year-olds. Dude, I miss when Quackity used to be able to say the R word without people freaking out, you know? The fact that I even have to call it the R word right now is just sad, dude. You know, I feel like if every YouTuber and every creator, especially including Quackity, if we all just stopped caring about cancel culture and we all just started making videos as if it was in 2016, I feel like YouTube would be such a better place. And, you know, that's not a call for just everyone to just start making edgy jokes or start being edgy and start, you know, not caring or anything. All I'm saying is that people shouldn't have to feel like they need to change their behavior and change the way that they act on camera to appeal as more family-friendly if that's not what they want to do. You know, people shouldn't have to feel like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna get canceled on Twitter or I won't make money if I'm actually trying to make an edgy joke. Overall, I know this video was a lot more about, like, the different time periods rather than Quackity as an individual, but I know, I feel like he's just kind of a representation as to how the internet has changed and how, I guess, culturally we've evolved as well. Because in conclusion, right, Quackity just, I don't feel like he would be the same way that he is now that he was in 2016. But yeah, that about wraps it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed these sort of like rant videos where I just kind of go on cam and just talk about how I'm feeling and, you know, what's just kind of on my mind and stuff, drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, comment, subscribe. Special thanks to my channel members for your continued support. It really helps me out to make the content that I want to make. Comment down email if you've made it to the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.